Hi, my name is Wale Kunaya, and on this episode of Mailbox, I would like to take a couple of questions. You're welcome, and I hope all the other episodes have been blessing you in some way or the other. The question today speaks to a man called Giuseppe. I hope I pronounced that correctly. An 80-year-old man from Rome, Italy. He recently met a woman at a seniors community event, and he feels very strong connection with her. He feels strange falling in love at this age. My children might not understand this. I seek some guidance. First of all, Giuseppe, I'd like to say congratulations on your finding love. You probably remain in some percentage of people who are quite lucky or would be considered lucky. Now, love basically changes the landscape of several things as far as life is concerned. No age limits, no age bounds. And usually when people tend to find love, it is a thing of beauty, right? And so it's important that you enjoy this particular moment with every being, no apologies to anyone. Now, your children or your grandchildren might not understand the dynamics of this, but the genuineness that comes from it will make them align over a couple of times, right? Because the consistency with love is something you can't fake. You can't fake the fact that you're in love with someone. You can't even fake the fact that you're in love with anyone, so to speak. It's what makes your heart grow fonder and then even increases longevity. And that's the way, or that's the nature of love in itself. So don't be apologetic about where you are right now. You should cherish it. Don't let anything diminish what it is that you have or you share with someone. Human beings in general are a love being. This is how they thrive. Where you find love, there was a particular study that was done about a couple of children who they were feeding consistently over a period of time, and they were not shown love. They weren't cuddled, they weren't spoken nice words too. And there were these other ones who were consistently fed as well, given food and all of that. But they were shown love, which means they were saying nice things to them. They realized over a couple of 3 months, the ones who weren't spoken any word of love to died in less than 3 months, while these other ones were thriving. So love in itself gives you a new lease of life. It's something you should enjoy. It's something you should not even apologize for. And please, if your family members are not ready to have this conversation, take it one day at a time. Over time, they begin to see that there is some level of rejuvenation from the inside of yourself that gives you strength, and I'm sure they want to see that. All right, I hope that helps you. The second question on Mailbox, all right, it's from Eva. It says, my name is Eva from Warsaw, Poland. 6 months ago, my boyfriend became paralyzed after a car accident. Things have changed drastically since then. I love him dearly, but I feel overwhelmed with a new responsibility and miss my whole life. What should I do? One of the things that could ever come in between loved one is the situation of accident, and most times people are not really prepared for this particular challenge, and it takes its toll on anyone. It will take its toll on anyone. So one of the things you can do really to help yourself is, aside from reliving old memories, you've got to understand that you need help in terms of other people caring for your partner, right? And that will go a mighty long way. Now, because you are the only one he has in that particular situation, you can only take care of yourself enough to take care of him. Otherwise, there will be major complicated problems. So if you are the only one that he needs or he has at this particular point in time, understand that your mental well-being is also very important. There is an old saying that says two poor people can't help themselves. And that's true. There is absolutely no way you will be able to help him mentally, because he needs a lot of emotional energy, even beyond the treatments that he's undergoing right now. He needs a lot of emotional energy. He needs a lot of strength coming out from you. And the only way you can do that, ensure you still have your regimented lifestyle of exercise, eating healthy, and ensuring that there are certain things that you're doing outside of this particular conversation that helps him. Now, when he sees you with full of life, when he sees you with a lot of energy coming out of you, he would also be encouraged to get out of that particular situation. Like they say, it says, the good book says, which is the scripture, it says, a merry heart is better than medicine. What that means is that when you have that merriness, so to speak, it basically would affect your spouse or your partner in this particular situation. So it's important that you keep your own regimen. Keep your own regimen in such a way that it will eventually affect him in some way. So it's almost like I'm bringing my joy into your health space. So please ensure that you take good care of yourself so that you are able to affect your spouse. I hope that helps you. All right, the third question on Mailbox, all right, speaks to a woman, Agnes, 35-year-old woman from Johannesburg, South Africa. Recently, I discovered my husband was unfaithful to me. Even though he has apologized and promised to do better, I am unable to trust him again. Can you please advise? Usually, breaking the hedge in any relationship can usually set you back some miles back sometimes. It goes beyond apologies. Apologies are good, right? But that's the first step in this particular conversation. It is important you understand that marriage and anything that has to do with relationship only thrives on the aspect of forgiveness. And forgiveness in itself is absolute and total, which means that it does not keep any record of wrong. So you must be ready to, in some way, forgive this person in advance. One of the major challenges people don't deal is what got you into this space in the first place. Say, for instance, somebody stole, right? There are reasons why they stole. There are reasons why they did what they did. Until you begin to deal with the root cause of this. Some of these things are, let me use the word very loosely, almost like inherent. It's almost like sin, so to speak. And so you can't define some, but some you can't define. So if you can get to the root cause of why there was the cheating episode in the first place, you might be able to solve some of it. It doesn't mean that it will repeat itself, right? But if you go back to the first advice, which means that forgiveness in itself is absolute, there are fundamentals that has to be dealt with, which means that, and if you have a certain, let me use the word, a certain faith, maybe Christianity, so to speak, it's not about you just forgiving. There is also the aspect of redeeming this person into a certain space. So if you really want the person to completely change and do a turnaround, so to speak, you have to deal with the root cause of the problem. It's not just about apologies. Apologies can go, but there are other things to be done to ensure that this doesn't happen again, right? I hope that helps you. Join me on the next episode at Mailbox, right, as we deal some other conversation. Thank you so much for joining in. God bless you. Peace.